evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Friday, the 6th of February. India hits out hard on Pakistan for Kashmir Day rallies. After cancellation threat, Sri Lanka approves China port city deal. And Bollywood brings out best of Bachchan's baritone in Shamitab. And now for all the details. New Delhi has reacted strongly to the anti-India rallies and speeches undertaken by groups including banned terrorist outfit, the Jamaat-ud-Dawa in Pakistan on the sidelines of the Kashmir Day.
Terming the activities undertaken by Pakistan and its unsavory elements as futile, India was quick to sharply condemn the observance of the so-called Kashmir Solidarity Day on Thursday. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Syed Akbaruddin strongly said that India's northern Jammu and Kashmir was never a part of Pakistan.
Now, our view is that Pakistan's self-destructive and futile quest for territorial aggrandizement in Jammu and Kashmir is well known to us. Let me repeat for you that the entire state of Jammu and Kashmir is and will always remain an integral part of the Indian Union.
He added that it was time Pakistan focused on its internal problems.
It is therefore high time for Pakistan to start paying attention to all the problems that afflict them rather than covet what is not theirs and never will be.
Protest rallies and seminars marked the Kashmir Solidarity Day, including demonstrations by Islamist parties in several cities of Pakistan on Thursday. In eastern Lahore, thousands chanted anti-India slogans at a march headed by JUD chief and internationally designated terrorist Hafiz Saeed. Kashmiri militant group Hizbul Mujahideen's commander Syed Salahuddin also led a rally in commercial hub Karachi, expressing support to the insurgents fighting against India in Kashmir. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif had described Kashmir as Pakistan's jugular vein while addressing an all-parties Hurriyat conference in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir or POK. Pakistan had over 6 decades ago illegally occupied POK, a part of the erstwhile princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. While Islamabad continues to champion the Kashmiri cause at all international fora, it treats POK like a colony, exploiting its natural resources and without paying any royalty.
Sri Lanka has approved a $1.5 billion Chinese-funded port city planned by the previous regime, despite hesitations the new government expressed last month about the project's soundness. Here's a report.
China's Assistant Foreign Minister Liu Jianchao held meetings with Sri Lankan Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe in capital Colombo on Friday, a day after the country's cabinet gave a go-ahead to the port city deal with Beijing. The approval apparently dropped the earlier threats to cancel the project approved by the previous government. Sri Lanka had last month called to review the mega deal over concerns about the Chinese company getting land on a freehold basis in a high-security zone. Sri Lankan President Maithripala Sirisena had earlier said it would look at benchmarks for Chinese infrastructure costs in the country using independent audit firms. The site on 233 hectares of reclaimed land is a destination for the majority of transshipment cargo through Colombo. The development would include shopping malls, a water sports area, golf course, hotels, apartments and marinas. According to Sirisena's new government, some development deals struck by former President Mahinda Rajapaksa were heavily dependent on China for new infrastructure and did not follow appropriate tender procedures and were not transparent.
India's national capital, New Delhi, is set to vote for a new government on Saturday. It is being seen as a close race between former allies, the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party's Kiran Bedi and the Aam Aadmi Party's Supremo Arvind Kejriwal. Take a look.
India's Bharatiya Janata Party sees social activist and former top cop Kiran Bedi's message of tough social order enforcement as a winner. Her opponent Arvind Kejriwal of the Aam Aadmi Party or Common Man's Party has run as a voice against everyday official corruption. But Ms. Bedi's high-octane stump style promising the safety of women on Delhi streets has won some voters over. Its prime issue after a deadly 2012 gang rape of a young middle-class woman who boarded a private bus service at night in a crime that shocked the city.
मैं आपको बता दूं साथियों, शक्ति में वाली रेप भी, उबेर के केस की रेप भी प्रिवेंटेबल था अगर ये काम सही होता। ये प्रिवेंटेबल रेप्स होते अगर क्राइम, ये हम कराएंगे। हम देखेंगे कि कम्युनिटी पुलिसिंग दिल्ली पुलिस की कैसी है।
But a former aide in an anti-corruption campaign that pressured Parliament to pass anti-corruption legislation in 2011 has also wooed voters with promises of water and electricity supply for low-income residents of the sprawling metropolis. He was Chief Minister of Delhi in 2013 for 49 days with outside support from the Congress Party in a stint marred by infighting.
मैंने सारी दिल्ली के बिजली के बिल आधे कर दिए थे दोस्तों। हमने कहा था पानी मुफ्त करेंगे, सरकार बनने के 5 दिन के अंदर पूरी दिल्ली का पानी मुफ्त कर दिया था। करा था कि नहीं करा था? हमने कहा था महंगाई कम करेंगे। जब मैं मुख्यमंत्री बना दिल्ली में सीएनजी 50 रुपए किलो थी, हमने 1 महीने के अंदर सीएनजी के रेट 35 रुपए किलो कर दिए थे। करे थे कि नहीं करे थे?
Political observers said the race is leaning towards the Aam Aadmi Party.
Kejriwal has gone from strength to strength. Kiran Bedi came at a level, and for all the resentment within the BJP, it was felt that she would help consolidate the middle class vote for the BJP, and she would have an appeal amongst the women voters because of her emphasis on women's security, which has emerged as a big issue. Now, somewhere that has not panned out the way it was expected.
Kiran Bedi's last-minute entry has set all eyes on a polling day which is likely to impact national politics whichever party wins. Avneet Arora for South Asia Newsline in New Delhi.
The United States has condemned the rising wave of political violence in Bangladesh and said there cannot be any justification for such actions. This comes even as the opposition-led shutdown is seeing no end anytime soon.
The US has rejected the use of violence for political objectives in Bangladesh and expressed concern over the ongoing situation. We deplore the unconscionable attacks including bus burnings, throwing incendiary devices and train derailments that have killed and wounded innocent victims. There is simply no justification for such actions in a democratic Bangladesh. Deputy State Department spokesperson Mary Harf said in a statement on Friday. Washington has also asked all parties in Bangladesh to instruct their members to refrain from violence. 20-party opposition alliance headed by the Bangladesh Nationalist Party has been observing a nationwide non-stop transport blockade ever since January 5th after BNP Supremo Khalida Zia was barred from holding an anti-government protest. Blockade-related violence has so far killed more than 50 people. Hundreds of vehicles have also been burnt and attacked by miscreants. Amid rising anger against the unrest, civil society continues to condemn BNP and its allies for the political turmoil. Hundreds of members of Bangladesh Ganojagaran Manch, a people's resurgence platform, took to streets of capital Dhaka, chanting slogans against the violence that has gripped the nation.
স্বজন হারানোর মাতম চলছে সারা দেশ জুড়ে যখন পেট্রোল বোমা মেরে সাধারণ নিরীহ মানুষকে হত্যা করা হচ্ছে তখন গণজাগরণ মঞ্চ আবারো রাজপথে নেমে এসেছে এই রাজনীতির নামে আজকে পেট্রোল বোমার রাজনীতি বন্ধ করবার দাবিতে
Zia was this week charged for instigating arson attacks and sued for over 42 murders during the blockade. Bangladesh's economy also remains hard-hit with an estimated loss of over $450 million so far.
Nepal has extended by 5 days a fresh deadline to draft its new constitution due to lack of consensus among political parties. The Constituent Assembly gave few more days to the questionnaire committee after the latter failed to meet the deadline for a second time on Thursday. The announcement was made with an aim to allow opposition lawmakers to take part in the drafting process. The Himalayan nation has been trying to draft a new constitution ever since 2008, when it became a republic, replacing its centuries-old monarchy. But failure to bring political parties to consensus on basic issues like the number and type of new states and the new electoral and judicial systems has been hampering the process, leading to a lingering political crisis in the country. We have had dedications of all sorts made for big stars, but Bollywood this weekend gives an ode to its legendary actor in a unique way. Take a look at what gives this film its finest tone.
Shamitab. Bollywood's baritone is set to hit the right notes all loud and clear at the box office this weekend. Shamitab, said to be a dedication to superstar Amitabh Bachchan's deep, iconic voice, has already garnered much excitement for being nothing short of fireworks. Bachchan, along with maverick director R. Balki, promoted the film in entertainment capital Mumbai. The duo, which is delivered offbeat super hits like Pa and Chini Kam, talked about why they chose the subject.
Originally, it started with a search for his voice. Okay, so I just said, okay, this is a great voice. So how do we, dramatize this voice? That's how it started. So the whole thing is we created two characters. One is sound, one is picture. How they fight. Because both don't come together, there's no picture.
Hi, hello, namaskar, Khushamdi.
The film also brings Tamil superstar Dhanush back to Bollywood after successful debut with 2013 hit Ranjana. While he plays a deaf and mute man to whom Bachchan lends his voice, the film also kicks off the Bollywood career of actor Kamal Haasan's younger daughter Akshara. The lead cast arrived in capital New Delhi as well. Bachchan lauded Dhanush, whom he has lent voice in the film, and said the actor has not interpreted him in any manner.
In the film you will see that he's not tried to interpret me as far as my voice is concerned. He has remained himself as an actor and what his interpretation of the role should be. The only thing he's done is he has spoken the words that have come out from my mouth.
Shamitab is a story about a voiceless wannabe actor who rides piggyback on a hypnotic, heavy baritone to success in the industry. The coming together of the two becomes Shamitab, a super hit Bollywood hero aided by a bright young thing, Akshara. But as ego seeps in, it shatters the bond and every milestone the duo had built together.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. India hits out hard on Pakistan for Kashmir Day rallies. After cancellation threat, Sri Lanka approves China port city deal. And Bollywood brings out best of Bachchan's baritone in Shamitab. Now viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.